So today we do a little bit different. So who wish to ask question, they ask question directly, then we can discuss according to the question. So before we start our Q&A session, so we're going to discuss about Dharma, how to practice the Dharma, most importantly, how to reduce our afflictive emotions, particularly anger, hatred, desire, attachment. So different people have different achievement to wish to achieve. So commonly, everybody have a one final achievement, which is the complete liberation, which is Buddhahood. In order to achieve our final, the lasting happiness, which is Buddhahood, so we really need, serious practice of bodhicitta. Bodhicitta can be developed if we have pure, great compassion. In order to have the pure and great compassion, first we need to realize through reasonings, logics, or on experience, we really need to realize all sentient beings are very important for us. All sentient beings are very kind, very compassionate for us. Therefore, at the beginning, please everybody visualize remember all sentient beings in three realms, particularly in human realms. And must deeply accept all sentient beings are like your dear friends, your dearest parents, or your dearest brother and sister. First, everybody recognize all sentient beings are very kind, very important, as one of your dearest person. Within this lifetime, if you think about the thing which you have, like the simple thing, like the tooth paste, the toothbrush, it's a very simple phenomenon, a very simple thing. But the things come into your hand through, many people contribution. They put a lot of contribution to have the toothpaste and toothbrush. When you woke up early morning, everybody, I think, drink a cup of water or tea or coffee. The water which you drink this morning when you woke up, this water also come through many people contributions. Without other human beings, we cannot survive, particularly without our dear mother, we cannot be here. Without our dear mother's compassion, kindness, sense of caring, we are here right now. We are here because of her kindness and compassion. Therefore, please recognize all sentient beings as your one of the dearest person. And generate love, the unconditional love, very pure love. That means may wish all sentient beings be happy, have a cause of happiness. All sentient beings, particularly all human beings, have different kinds of sufferings, different types of problems. But commonly, everybody have suffering of anger, suffering of hatred, suffering of attachment, suffering of aging and death. When you look at someone, when you look at the wealthy and the rich family, or the children who are born in the rich and wealthy family, we always think they are so lucky to born in the rich, wealthy family. Also, we guess they are truly happy. Actually, not. In the surface level, you can see, they drive expensive car. They eat at the luxury restaurant and hotel and very famous hotel. Or they wear expensive clothes, expensive jewelry, expensive watch and shoes. Also carry, very expensive handbag. Then we think, wow, they are so lucky. Look, they are very happy. They are very content. Also, we think they don't have any suffering and problems. Yes, physically, they don't have a lot of problems and sufferings. Physically, they are very comfortable. Not everybody, most of them physically very comfortable, stay in the luxury house. All the workers, all the maids, cook and wash dishes, clean the bedroom, clean the bathroom, wash their clothes, everything fold and put in the cover, ready to wear. When they go down, they just no need to walk, they just press the button, reach to the car parking. There was someone is ready to drive. When you reach to the hotel, famous restaurant, someone there is ready to open your door, say welcome, good morning, good afternoon. When they walk in the restaurant, there was someone ready to serve you chair and food. physically look very comfortable, but emotionally, mentally, they have a same problem. Stressful mind, very lot of depression, anxiety, lot of fears. Therefore, all human beings commonly face the mental, emotional sufferings. Therefore, we wish all sentient beings physically healthy, mentally happy. This is mean love. So please generate pure love towards all sentient beings. Second, based on pure love, please generate a great compassion. Mean strongly, seriously, sincerely wish all sentient beings free from sufferings and free from cause of sufferings, mainly free from ignorance, free from attachment, desire, free from all the negative actions. Not only just wish to free them from sufferings, also you must think, I will take on the responsibility to be all sentient being be happy, all sentient being free from sufferings. So you must take on the responsibility to all sentient being happy, all sentient being free from suffering. This is the number 6, the enthusiasm. Next step, why I am not happy. I always wish to be happy. Somehow I am not happy at all. I always wish to be free from suffering. I don't want any sufferings. But we always have our sufferings and problems. We always wish to be happy, but we cannot be happy. What's wrong? Because until now, we always hold a self-centered attitude. Mean, I am most important than anybody. We always focus our own welfare, our own benefits. Self-centered attitude. We totally neglect, we totally ignore the happiness of other sentient beings, the welfare of other sentient beings. These two attitudes, holding self-centered attitude, neglecting happiness and welfare of others. These mental attitudes, these two minds is the cause to arise all kinds of sufferings and problems. Now we need to switch up, we need to switch on, we need to switch a self-centered attitude and sense of cherishing others. We must switch the mental state. Since today, you really need to neglect your own benefits, your own welfares, your own happiness. You hold sense of cherishing others' happiness, other welfares are more important. These are what we call bodhicitta. Bodhicitta. Therefore, please everybody generate bodhicitta based on exchanging self and other. And, think in front of your guru, in front of Buddha Shakyamuni and other Buddhas. You should think, since today until I reach to the Buddhahood, I will never ever give up the practice of bodhicitta. I will always practice, generate the bodhicitta 6 times a day. So this is our, motivation to have a discussion about Dharma. And please feel free and to start the discussion class.
Thank you so much, Geshe-la. Thank you so much for setting our motivation. We have a few questions on standby already, so I would unmute our very first questioner. So, Sister Yuen, you can unmute your mic. I think your mic is unmuted. Maybe you can introduce yourself. Yeah, I can see you on camera. Thank you. And then you can proceed with the question. Thank you.
Hi, morning, Geshe-la.
Good morning.
Morning. Okay, I have a question on how to counter anger. I understand that the antidote is love and compassion. I have been living with a family member. I find it extremely difficult. I have tried to adjust, accommodate. So I've been trying, I'm still trying. But sometimes I just suddenly snapped. Like I try to manage it, right? So which means, and sometimes the anger accumulates and it manifests in my dream. So in my dream, I feel suddenly very angry, but the angry turned into feeling very ugly. So in my dream, I can feel very ugly myself, right? So this is like, I just felt that maybe my resolve is still very weak. My wisdom is maybe lacking. That's why I couldn't destroy the anger effectively. So would you have any advice on this? Thank you.
First, really thank you so much for asking this question. And also, everybody really rejoice. You have been trying to reduce the anger to applying love and compassion. So you are not just listening the Dharma, you are not reading the Dharma books, or you are really trying to apply, try to have the result of your practice. First, everybody really rejoice. But is it not easy to see the result of our practice? For example, you try to reduce anger, applying compassion, then you fail, you are very weak. Your practice is not enough to reduce anger based on applying compassion. So here everybody has the same problem, any kinds of practice. Then we thought, oh, I cannot practice because I cannot see the result. I cannot see the transformation. Then we think about within one day, we have 24 hours. Within the 24 hours, so I think most of us, sleep 7 to 8 hours. Let's say average 8 hours. Minus 8 hours from the 24. How many hours left? Can you answer me?
Oh, sorry.
Minus
16 hours.
right?
Yeah.
Within the 16 hours, how many hours you need to walk somewhere? Almost 8 to 9 hours, 9 hours, 8 hours. Minus 16 hours from 24. How many hours left?
So you're left with 8.
Only 8 hours.
Yeah.
Within the 8 hours, we spend time for breakfast, lunch, dinner, chit-chat with a friend by a phone, or chit-chat, face-to-face, then do exercise, so many things. Almost 7 hours we spend this kind of activities. Let's say all of you, include you who are asking the question, let's say, every day I practice Dharma, practice compassion for 1 hour. Within the 1 hour, at the beginning, the motivation wasn't so good. When we do the actual practice, our mind cannot stay on the chosen object. So actually we spend very little and short time for practicing our Dharma. Therefore, you cannot see the big, impact, the big result of your practice. Still, if you see some changes, some transformation, I believe this is a very big result compared with your effort. And also, I think many our Dharma brothers and sisters, they have a problem with your family. It's a very common problem in the modern time, particularly in Singapore. I think everybody has, some problem here and there. So I said in the last study, when you have a problem with your family, it is mainly from you or mainly from others, mainly caused by your parents or your sisters, brothers, or maybe your mistake. First, you need to check, you need to look more closely why I have family problems. Because of mainly from me, mainly from others. If you notice it is because of me, then you really need to change yourself. Try to be honest person, better person, more, like a transparent person. Second, you really know it's not my fault, it's not my problems, it's mainly from other. Then also you need to think why they have this kind of misunderstanding, or why they have so many negative things about me. If their way of thinking is wrong, what they said to you is everything is wrong, then you no need to get angry, upset, because it is not your fault, it's their faults. If you notice whatever they said to you, said about you, think about you, if you think, oh, they are quite truth, that means still you must notice it's my faults. Therefore, here you need more analytical meditation. You need to analyze yourself honestly. And also second, you need to analyze about your families. I'm not sure you have a problem with the parents or brother and sister whatever, you need to analyze each of them above. At the end, the fact comes, is 100%, be truthful, is 100% not my problems, their problems. And do you try to change the environment, the scenarios? It cannot change, there's no any way to change. Then if you have a capable to live separately, then I think better to, live separately, just you rent very simple room, sharing, and a kitchen and bathroom. You have your own small room and share your kitchen bathroom with someone. Then you are very free, you are very independent. But please don't, forget to have a compassion, love with your families. Otherwise, every day, you are having argument, fighting, bad reaction, then the family, the scenario is not so good. So before you think, I must live separately, then need to think about, the financial status. Financially, if you're okay, then I suggest you to, live separately. Still, you must remember your families. Whenever there's a chance to support and help, please, do help and support. So this is, I think, very simple thought I have for you.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you so much. Next question, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Geshe-la. Yeah, we have a few questions. The second question, we go to Christine Cole first. So, Christine, can you unmute your mic? Yeah, you can introduce yourself and also your question.
Good day, Geshe-la. And sis Jacqueline and everyone, a heartfelt thank you. At this last day of Sagadawa, we are able to come together to study Dharma together. Rejoice, everyone. I have this very question from the Vajrakata Sutra. It says the Bodhisattva should not wrongly grasp phenomenal nor grasp non-phenomenal. So by those who know this Dharma treatise as like a boat, even Dharma should be given up. What need is there to mention non-Dharmas? Geshe-la, would you kindly explain this verse so that every one of us can benefit and learn from this verse? Thank you, Geshe-la.
Can you repeat the sentence again, please?
Sure. A Bodhisattva should not wrongly grasp phenomenal, nor grasp non-phenomenal. So by those who know this Dharma treatise as like a boat, even Dharma should be given up. What need is there to mention non-Dharmas?
Thank you so much again, so much for asking this question. So the Vajrakata Sutra is the name is very correct. Somebody said Damon Dorje Chopa. They said Dorje Chop. Somebody said Vajrakata Damon Kat Sutra is not the correct name. I think Vajrakat. Also related to this name, I think everybody must know what the meaning of Vajra. Okay. When she said Vajra, I think everybody think the Vajra like this. This is the Vajra, right? The Vajrakata Sutra, the name of Vajra actually is Sanskrit. Vajra mean essence of the stone, essence of the stone, essence of the heart phenomena, rock and stone. Generally, the essence of the rock or stone, if you really melt it together, is become one of the strong hottest phenomena. Then it can destroy any other phenomena because it is so solid, it's so strong, they call Vajra. Based on the essence of the rock and like a stone, then we name this is Vajra. So the Vajra Sutra, the Vajra Khat Sutra is one of the perfection teaching. The meaning is emptiness. When the Bodhisattva practice, meditate on emptiness, must combine with the bodhicitta. When the Bodhisattva practice bodhicitta, must combine with the wisdom, which is realized emptiness. Then these two practices combine together, the unanimous practice is become, Vajra. It can destroy it. All the defiled minds, all the negative thoughts and negative energy. And also, which is very good you asked this question, this morning also I was thinking the Vajra Khat Sutra. Do you know the ancient time, there's a particular tool that can, cut all the iron. They just rub all the iron cut very easily. So Vajra Khat Sutra is a very important teaching. When you read the books, maybe every day once, or read one page or few sentences, it's really powerful teaching to reduce the negative karma. First, you need to know what does mean Vajra, then Vajra Sutra, the meaning. Look at the, we are talking about the non-dharma and dharma. For the Bodhisattvas, the self-centered attitude, the self-cherishing, self-centered attitude is a non-dharma. When Bodhisattva has a, the short mind to arise the self-centered attitude, is become non-dharma. And also you remember in Lamrim, this is explained, the cause to the beginning of the bodhicitta. One is abandon, mentally abandon a living being. Is also non-dharma. Therefore, if Bodhisattva has a self-centered attitude, the mind which is filled to, ignore, abandon a sentient being is become non-dharma. This is the non-dharma. Now you're talking about the boat. Very good. When we cross the river and ocean and lakes, traditionally we need to rely on a boat, even though we cannot swim for oceans. The boat is analogy of the teacher, of the guru or dharma friends. If the guru, so let's say you follow the Mahayana teaching, somehow the guru tell you, you should not practice great compassion, you should not practice bodhicitta, you must think about how to achieve liberation to benefit, for own benefit. That means you are practicing bodhicitta, the guru or teacher, dharma friend, asking you to not practice bodhicitta, great compassion. That means still he or she is your teacher or guru, then you should not rely on this kind of person. That means you need to abandon the boat. Boat is very important, but this moment, the boat become obstacle for your practicing. That means non-dharma is self-centered attitude, abandoning even the one single sentient beings, the boat, the teacher, the guru, the dharma friend who explain not to practice bodhicitta. You must, keep distance with this kind of person. Also, I think in the Lamri also mentioned one of the cause, making regret. You practice great compassion, bodhicitta. Somebody say, how you can be Buddha to benefit us? You cannot, you should not practice. That's you slowly you feel regret about practicing bodhicitta and great compassion. Also, those kind of person, you must keep distant, then you must abandon. This doesn't mean you should have anger and hatred. You should not, keep a close contact, those kind of person, because it can be big obstacle to practice bodhicitta and great compassion. So this is answer for you. Thank you so much for asking this question.
Thank you, Geshe-la, Rejoice. Thank you so much.
Oh, also related to the Vajra Khat Sutara, also this morning what I thought, it's kind of bit emotional things for me. So when I was, I think, 7 and 8 years old, me and my brother, we both learned the Kakaganga alphabet, and this is very traditional in Ladakh. First, you must read the alphabet Kakaganga, then Yadadada. First, second, you must start how to read and write based on Vajra Khat Sutara. And my sister also learned the alphabet and everything with us. She really became master for reading, writing. Since she knew how to read, every day she read one time the Vajra Khat Sutara. Every day she finished completely read the Sutara. Then finally she became very much, she memorized everything. So during the very first time, she can complete the Vajra Khat Sutara. Then she wasn't know how to write. She wasn't know the number 1, 2, 3, 30, 40, 60. Then what she did, she has a plain paper. When she finished, the Vajra Khat Sutara today, she make a hole. At the month, make sure she read 30 or 31 times. Then somehow she not able to survive. So this month I was thinking Vajra Khat Sutara, we learn together, and how she keep the note, the number. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Geshe-la. I've been reciting and writing Vajra Khat Sutra, and I would like to dedicate to Geshe-la and all the friends out here. Rejoice.
And also very good. And also look at right now, I think everybody have a busy life. If you cannot complete every day, please read a few sentences. Then think about the meaning. The content, the subject of this Vajra Khat Sutara has only, you can include into 70. It start with again, bodhicitta. So, why not, we have our time, read mostly you try to read the sutra. It's very good. Thank you and rejoice. Please have a next question.
Sure. Thank you so much, Geshe-la, for sharing. Next question, we have Joanne. Joanne, you can unmute your mic. Okay. Joanne, your mic is still muted. Okay, it's unmuted now.
Yeah, hi. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Geshe-la. Yeah, so I have what I thought was a silly question, but I'll go ahead and clarify anyhow. I just wanted to ask if in Dharma there's a place for being superstitious. For example, I grew up with certain beliefs through my family that every year as we enter into a new year, right? Then you have the Chinese zodiac. Like I'm born in the year of snake. So next year I should avoid water, my lucky colors, my lucky numbers. So, but Dharma being so common sense and scientific, I don't know how to reconcile some of these beliefs that I grew up with versus, increasingly getting connected with Dharma these days. do you see a place for this? Do you call them superstitious or is best believed, you know? Yeah, so that's my question.
Thank you so much for asking this question. You should not think the question is silly. All questions are very important. When you have a question, you are thinking. When you are thinking, you are not ready to accept everything very easily. So first, I really, thanks for asking this question. First, we need to know the Dharma. What does mean Dharma? There's a two meaning. The one meaning is transformation. Dharma means change yourself, transform yourself. Dharma, Tibetan we call Che. Che means transform or make different. Transform yourself, change yourself. Physically, mentally. Remember the meaning of Dharma, transformation or changing. How we can change mentally? So we really need to shift our mentality. So far we having all this problem because of the mind. So we need to transform the mind, we need to change the mind. Also, when you transform your mind, physically you're going to change. This is the meaning of Dharma 1. Number 2, meaning of Dharma mean also you can look at in the Pali tradition, also in I think also Tibetan books, they always mention all phenomena, all Dharma. All Dharma is talking about not the practicing. Dharma is talking about all phenomena has their own unique nature. All phenomena has a very unique nature separately. It's a second meaning of Dharma. So in Buddhism, and also I really thanks to you asking this question. For Buddhism, all the practices, what we believe, what we have been practicing, everything based on logics and reasoning. Something against with the logics, against with the reasoning, then we must reject. Still it is against with the logics, is against with the reasoning. Still you believing, still you accepting, that means you are not intelligent, you are not wise person. Therefore, whatever we believe like Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, Nirvana, next life, karma, everything based on logics and reasoning. Therefore, based on Buddhist tradition, there's no, blind faith. All faith based on logic, whether you know or no, everything can be provable. There's no blind faith. There's no area for superstitious. So now you're asking, I was born in the like snake and water and color and food. Those are good and these are good. Those are no good. This is very culture. The culture linked with the feng shui. The culture with the ancient tradition. Also, we have three cultures. Everybody must remember we have three kinds of culture. One is a very modern culture, which is we grow up. I wasn't grow up in the modern society. I was grow up in the village, then grow up in the the monastery life. Most of you raise up, grow up in the modern society. There you have a modern culture. And also you have another culture which is not that old. It's come from maybe 100 years, 200 years. You carry this culture, second culture. There's another culture which is come from 1,000 years before, 2,000, 3,000 years before. The culture come continuously, still you follow the ancient cultures. Doesn't matter which culture, the culture which is the modern, the culture is not that old, the culture is very ancient, very old. Doesn't matter which culture, some culture is not useful, not important. You cannot see the logics and reasoning, you should not follow. Therefore, we have some culture, many, I think, Tibetan, before they cut the hair, they check the day is good or bad. There's not such as good day, good and good day and bad day. When you look at sky, the sun, the moon, the weather, the trees, the water, everything same. Then why today is good day? Why yesterday was bad day? If today is good day, which morning, afternoon, evening? Or it is good day only for you, for everybody? Or it is bad day for you or only for you or for everybody? If it is only bad for you, why? If it is bad for everybody and that day, something bad happened for you, but so many good things happen for others. Therefore, all these things is very culture. When you wake up early morning, if you think positively, today day will be good. Whatever is happened for me is happened for good. Then there's such as nothing bad happen for you. Therefore, there's no blind faith in Dharma. There's no superstition in Dharma. Everything must be based on reasoning and logics. And also, please, everybody should not be so serious about checking the good day or bad day, which color cloth I must wear, which food I must eat. This is a very superstition. You should not believe, should not follow. This is, I think, based on Buddhist culture. I personally, if I need to go to somewhere, I never check, that day will be good day or bad day. If there's a ticket available, I will go. But always, before I go somewhere, before I start, some new things, I really pray, to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and develop compassion. Everything is okay. So please don't be very serious about, the food and clothes and culture, the color, there's not such as nothing. Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you.
Thank you. So next we have Elaine. So Elaine, you can unmute your mic.
Geshe-la.
Good morning.
Good morning. My question is, as our age catches up, how does one improve on the memory so that it can aid me in understanding the sutra and commentary on the right view and remember the important verses? Thank you.
Thank you so much in asking this question. It's not only your problems, it's not only your question. Everybody has the same question. When you look at like a Tibetan and Tibetan monks and nuns and compare with others, but Tibetan monks and nuns has a very good memory. They can memorize a lot of sentences, lot of books. Also, they no need to keep a notebook. I don't have a notebook anymore. If I don't have any notebook, I just keep everything in my mind. Yesterday, one of our Dharma friends came. She said, please pass this to this one. I want to read each of their name on the thing. I said, no need. Very simple. There's a few things. I remember the person. I pass them, pass the thing to them. How, the Tibetan monks and nuns has a better memory? Why, other people has a comparatively big memory. Why? It doesn't mean, we have a very special brain. No. Since childhood, everything we learn by mind. We didn't have a computer, no notebook, nothing. Everything you have to keep in, store in your mind. We don't have a, hard disk. We don't have a CD, thumb drive. But so your brain become, like big, hard disk. Therefore, so most of you grow up in the modern time. Since you enter in school, the parents send you books, pen, pencil, notebook, so many things. Everything you need to written down. And teacher also, everything written on the board. We don't have. Therefore, due to this condition, I think generally, most of you have a weak memory. Because everything you keep in the books or computer, thumb drive, you never try to store in your mind. Therefore, catching of the age, yes, generally you can see when the physical body becomes weak, your memory becomes weak. Because when your body becomes weak, there's no, enough oxygen and blood in your brain. Therefore, your brain becomes very weak. Therefore, memory becomes very weak. Still, if you really try to store everything in your mind, for example, you read Lamrim, like 3 pages from Lamrim, just 3 pages, you read 3 pages, then you make a conclusion. This 3 pages mainly explain about what? Then you make a conclusion and just try to remember the meaning, how to practice. Then one by one you can store your mind. Then when you are really old, around 70 or 80 years old, you don't need books. You don't need to rely on computer. You just rely on your memory. So you have to use the mind, the brain constantly. You must use. For example, you can see before you retire, after retires, there's a big difference. Before you retire, you have a good memory. You are very active. You can learn things much faster, easier. After you retire, you become lazy, physically not that active. Then your brain also not active. Therefore, you can see the memory is going down. Therefore, you have to be mentally very busy. Memorize. Try to understand. Once you understand, try to remember in constant in your mind without looking the books. Then also another important, so we have been learning so many practices. All practices you must put in order. Step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, now I practice step 1, step 2. Everything put in the simple way, in the short sentence, and memorize. For example, if I ask you to memorize all the countries, Asian countries, you cannot remember. Let's say Malaysia is, let's say Singapore S, Malaysia M, Indonesia I, right? Then Burma, Thailand, you just put the first alphabet, S, then Singapore, M, Malaysia, then Thailand, then all country name you can put in the just small sentence. You need to say Singapore, Malaysia, S means Singapore, M, Malaysia, T, Thailand. So this is the technique how you can conclude, make a conclusion, and always try to put in your mind. I can see when we have Dharma class, somebody is very busy to keep a note, which is good. But when you have a note, you think, oh, I don't need to worry, I have a note. But the notebook never go with you everywhere, every day. Therefore, please try to store in your mind not try to write down too much on the notebooks. So this is, then also every morning you recite the mantra of the Manjushri, the wisdom mantra, Om Arabhajanadi, Om Arabhajanadi, Om Arabhajanadi. Every day morning you must recite maybe few hundreds. Also have to increase your memories. Also increase your wisdom. So this is question for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you.
Okay, Geshe-la. The next question will be from Li Hua. So I hope this time around her mic can work. If you can unmute yourself. She have a question. Okay, your mic is unmuted, Li Hua.
Hello,
Can you say
good
something?
morning. Hello, good
We
morning.
can hear you. Rejoice. Yes, very good. Yeah.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Geshe-la, I have a question. I just tell you. Okay, one time I was watching the TV, right, on animal. So the lion is chasing the deer to get the food. So I thought if you want to practice bodhicitta, we need equanimity. But I wish the lion cannot reach the deer to eat it. Then because I'm watching TV, right, there's no responsibility, because when the deer eventually get bitten on the neck, I feel like, oh, it's just too bad for the deer. Then if I try to think that they are my mother sentient beings, I feel horrified. Then I cannot watch it because it's like my mother's killing themselves. So the two questions. Number one, when we say sentient beings in the recitation, at the moment, who exactly are we thinking? Because sentient beings are numberless.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second question is, when they say take responsibility, means it's our duty to help the sentient beings. But what if we cannot help? For example, it's like so many sentient beings, like the animals. So after a while, right, I feel like a bit bored-up, like it's too bad for them lah. So is that considered not having bodhicitta? Thank you.
Thank you so much for asking this question. Also, when I have a free time, I watch the animal plan, and also we call our planet. So I think it's very important to watch this kind of documentary, Animal Plan and Our Planet. Yes, look at when you watch Animal Plan. Yes, you can. I told you last time. There's a deer and lion. Lion also running for happiness. The deer also running for happiness. So the happiness is different. The deers running before the lion in order to save the deer life. Right? Otherwise, the lion killed the deer. The deer cannot survive anymore. The lion also running for survive. Sorry, deer is running before the lion. The lion also running after the deer. For what? Save his own life. Both of them running in order to mainly for survive. When you look at the ecosystem, yes, we cannot teach all the lion to eat grass. Should not eat, like meat, should not harm animal. We cannot. It's out of our control. Also, we cannot teach all the deers. So before you go there, you just look, make sure there's no lion. But when the deer are hungry, they go around and try to find grass. When they're thirsty, they go, find water. The lion also, when they feel hungry, they are looking food. Mainly meat is the most important food for lion. It's the nature. When you see the lion killing deer, I'm not saying it's a karma, because it is, how they have to survive. But when you think how the lion killed other animal, also how the lion killed within the, lion group. Also, when they killed, that moment you must think, the lion born as a lion because of the negative karma. The deer also born as an animal because of the negative karma. Therefore, you must be very careful about your own negative karma to stop to born in the animal realms. So when you see this kind of thing, then you just generate compassion for the deer, also compassion for the lion. Should not be upset, or you should not think, oh, I cannot have all sentient beings. Therefore, look at, when we think about benefits sentient beings, you can give the temporal happiness. When you think about how I can temporarily benefit, you can benefit very few people, even though you cannot benefit thousands, millions people. Of course, not animal, even though people, because you have a limited resource. You have a physically also limited, mentally limited. So whatever, how much you can benefit, you just make a benefit out of compassion. Then another, benefit, not the temporal happiness, benefit, the lasting happiness, like a Buddhahood. When you achieve Buddhahood, then you really can benefit all human beings, include animal. For example, the Buddha Shakyamuni, he was just one person. He became enlightened being, he achieved Buddhahood, then he really teach the Dharma in India, studied in India. So millions of Indian people benefit. Then the Dharma flourished in most of the Asian countries, benefit millions of people. Now flourish Europe and America and Africa include. Also millions of people, benefiting. Also animal also benefit, because when all the people practice compassion, they practice the non-violence. They stop to killing human being, they also stop to killing, non-human beings like animals. Therefore, we should think this moment, I cannot really benefit all sentient beings, include animal. If I become a Buddha, I can benefit. It doesn't mean when you become Buddha, you can, free all sentient beings from hungry, thirsty, cannot. Like a Buddha Shakyamuni, he was born in India. That moment, he didn't, not able to release all Indian people from sufferings. Still, you can see, its benefits. And also, when we say, second question, sentient beings, you must visualize all sentient beings without exception. Therefore, you remember here, I think all of you must remember, after you generate bodhicitta, there's a danger to weaken, to decline your bodhicitta. Number one, when you practice compassion, then you really, try to benefit many people. Just forget about other sentient beings, many people. When you try to benefit, try to do some good thing for, someone, that someone is sometimes very mean. You very, very nice, being nice with someone, they are very always, harm you. Then you think, oh, I cannot practice bodhicitta, great compassion, right? Also second, yes, you always try to be nice with everybody. They're also very nice with you. But when we think about all sentient beings is numberless, countless. It takes billions of years to release all sentient beings free from suffering and samsara. Then also you think, it's too long. I cannot practice bodhicitta. Then here you must remember, whether you practice bodhicitta or not, still you need to remain in samsara for billions of years. Therefore, when you first you practice great compassion, try to have the great compassion, try to have bodhicitta. Once you have a bodhicitta, you really feel, despite the timing, how long. Therefore, so in order to free from this kind of doubt, please read the Bodhisattva way of life. To remember, as long as the space remains. This sentence is very important. Also, Bodhisattva says, I remain in samsara for billions of years, even to just benefit one single person. Right now you feel a bit difficult and discouraged because the time is so long. Therefore, when you look at the animal plant, this thing is an ecosystem. We cannot do much this moment for short time. Long time, you can benefit. And when you think, sentient beings are numerous, you cannot benefit. Don't worry. Cultivate pure compassion, bodhicitta. Then you will be from all this kind of, doubt. And thank you so much. So everybody, please read the chapter 1, from the Bodhisattva way of life, the benefit of bodhicitta. Benefit of bodhicitta. Then you will feel, bodhicitta is very important, I must practice. So this is answer for you. Thank you so much. Next question, please.
Thank you so much, Geshe-la. We still have 3 more questions. But Geshe-la, before we move on to the question, we have a question on the chat. You mentioned about the Manjushri mantra. So the Manjushri mantra is Om Hara Pasanati. So there is different format. We heard that some people would chant like Om Hara Pasanati. Then which would be a better way? Can you explain?
I think both ways is good. So for your recite, I tell you here a very interesting joke. There were 2 Ladakhi friends, their friend. Then one day they were, I think somewhere, they both of you sleeping in the room. Then one, Ladakhi boy, he recite Mani Peme, Om Mani Peme Hum, Om Mani Peme Hum. He recite in the bed. Then other friends said, oh, you should not recite the Mani in bed. You will born in the animal realms. The other friend said, if I don't recite, where I will born? Therefore, it's good. So far you read Omara Bhajana Di, Omara Bhajana Di. Both is good. There's no right and wrong. Which is right, something is both is correct. Also, I tell you another important real story. In India, in Tibet, there was an old lady. She didn't know how to read and write. She learned the white umbrella sutra from someone. She listened, somehow she able to memorize, then she chant a white umbrella every day. Even though so many chanting, I learned from my mother. I just sit next to her and just sit and play. So she chant many chanting. So many chanting I learned from my mother. So the old lady in Tibet, every day she chant white umbrella sutra, which is she learned from someone. She was totally, illiterate. Then she chant white umbrella every day due to her strong or pure faith and belief. Somehow then there's many people saw the white umbrella is always around her head. That means look at, doesn't matter which way you chant with the proper motivation, pure motivation, you can get benefit. Then what happened? The old lady, every day she chant what umbrella sutra. Then one day other monk, I think come around her and he listened her chanting. That the monk noticed she didn't chant correctly, the pronunciation, there are so many mistakes. Then the monk tried to correct. And also the monk, really correct you. You should not chant this way, you must chant that way. The next day, she really tried to chant what according to the monk guidance. Then she tried to remember how to chant. Then, she thought, oh, I was chanting the wrong way. Now I cannot chant. If I chant, it's wrong. She stopped to chanting. Then there's no what umbrella around her head. Here what we need to learn, motivation is very important. Very strong belief, pure belief is very important. And again, I will tell you very interesting story in my own case. I was in South India, one of the Tibetan camp, attending His Holiness teachings, stay with the family. The family only the grandpa and grandma. So we are, I think, 6-7 months. So we are, come from Dripung. We stay in the village with the family. Every morning, the grandma, every morning she woke up very early, around 4:30. First she milking, all the cows milking, collect the milk. Why is she milking? She always chant the mantra of Pema Sambhava. Om Ahum Bhajan Guru Pema Singdi Hum. Om Ahum Bhajan Guru Pema Singdi Hum. She chant. But when I listen, she chant mistakenly. She never said Om Ahum. Om Ahum. She never chant Om Ahum. She said Om Bhajan Guru Pema Singdi Hum. Om Bhajan Guru Pema Singdi Hum. I thought I should correct or not. I thought a few times that I thought I must correct. And I told next morning, grandma, you are chanting Pema Sambhava mantra, which is very good. But I think there's some mistake. You must say Om Ahum Bhajan Guru Pema Sindhi Hum. But you say Om Bhajan Pema Sindhi Hum. Om Bhajan Pema Sindhi Hum. I say this little bit mistake. She said, really? I say, yeah, it's a correct way. Om Ahum Bhajan Guru Pema Sindhi Hum. Then next morning, I didn't hear she was chanting. She feel, embarrassed. Then I feel very, very regret. Since I never tried to correct, somebody chanting. So therefore, you can recite Omara Bhajana Di, Omara Bhajana Di, Omara Bhajana Di, Omara Bhajana Di, 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 Omara Bhajana Di, 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 Di. Both is okay. Please don't worry. You chant with a pure, proper motivation. So, related to this question, when you chant, you need to visualize the wisdom sword on your tongue. The handle of the wisdom sword, thus, tip of your tongue. Then, the tip of the wisdom sword, go all the way at the end of your tongue. Just visualize the golden wisdom, sword on your tongue. When you say Omara Bhajana Di, Omara Bhajana Di, 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 that time you need to think lot of nectar, dripping from the wisdom source, particularly from the tip of the wisdom drop, just dropping in your heart and clearing all the ignorance. At the end you say Omara Bhajana Di, 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 Di. Last you stop Di. When you said D, then you think the wisdom source totally dissolve into light and dissolve into your heart. Both is correct, is okay. Next question, please.
Thank you so much, Geshe-la. Next question we have from Brother James Wong. So, brother, you can unmute your mic. Yes, your mic is unmuted.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay, I have a question. It's regarding practicing of compassion at workplace. All right. How do we practice compassion and at the same time we do not compromise with standards, quality or requirements, because often than not when we practice compassion our heart are being soft, and when our heart are soft, your your worker may take advantage of that situation, which I think earlier you also have explained before. So this is my question. Can you just enlighten me?
Thank you so much for asking this question. It's not on the workplace. I think many of you have a nanny. You know, if you're very compassionate, the nanny will take advantage from you. If you have a few workers work for your company, if you are very compassionate, you really don't know you are a compassionate person. They thought you are stupid. They can take advantage. It's a very common problem everywhere. Let's say you are running a company. You have 10 people, 10 workers. You ask them to work from 9 to, like say, 6, this hour. Work seriously. I want to see the progress. And the workers are very lazy, naughty, they didn't come on time, they cannot really show you the progress. That time, you should not let them be as them. You must discuss, you must explain, you must push without losing compassion towards them. Also, you need to compromise. When you do compromise with the quality, whatever, like benefit, when you do compromise, also, you must do the proper compromise. Should not have a too strong desire to own a lot of benefits. Very healthy business, healthy, negotiation. Therefore, simply I said, without losing love and compassion, you must tell them, you must argue with them, you must, if there's a serious problem, you cannot ignore the person, you cannot ignore their, activity, you need to call police, you must call. You need to bring them in court, you must bring. Because if you ignore, if you totally neglect, then the person make a lot of problem in the company, slowly they make problem in the society. It doesn't mean be compassion doesn't mean let them do whatever they want. No. Compassion, look at, wish the person be happy. When you are compromised, when you are arguing, you arguing in order to be a good person. So also I told you it is good to be busy. Always be busy without having stressful mind, without having depression. Be busy. Therefore, you can argue, you can discuss, you can have a verbally fighting for the worker without losing compassion. Look like the father, argue with the child. The child went to school, come back from school, didn't do well in school. He or she doesn't do well in school. He or she doesn't finish the homework. Always does a lot of naughty thing. Still, you must argue. Even though if you need to, beat them, it's okay to beat. Because you have a compassion. That's why you are, try to correct them. Therefore, without losing compassion, you can do everything. There's no restriction. So you should not do this. It's not easy, but if you try, you can. Thank you. So this is my answer for you. I think still you need to do a lot of study, how to control the worker, how to practice compassion, how you can have a balance. Thank you. Next question, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Geshe-la and Brother James, for your question. Next, we'll move on to Sister Lian Chu. So you can unmute your mic. Okay, yes, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead.
Geshe-la. Thank you very much for your helpful comments and advice. Geshe-la, I am usually not superstitious, but having practiced more and more, I am more conscious or aware of cooperative conditions to help in my practice. So
one of the questions related to Tibetan culture and practice of Vajrayana Buddhism is that the day of the solar eclipse is very important.
Solar retreat, right?
Solar eclipse.
Solar eclipse, okay, yeah.
So today is supposed to be solar eclipse. And very often our Dharma brothers and sisters will say your merit will be multiplied, etc., etc. So in the past, I never paid attention to that. But if it's a cooperative condition or cause to have better merit or practice with sincere intention, is it useful to try and practice at those hours where it is clearly stated where it's total eclipse? That's my first question. After this, I'll give you one more second short question.
Thank you so much. Also related to the the previous question, I will say one more thing. So compromising worker with a workplace, also living as a family, living as a husband and wife. Also, we need to do same thing. If the husband is not the ethical husband, let's say the husband is interfering with someone. If the wife knew, you should not be patient. You must tell, you must stop, you must speak up without losing sense of love and sense of caring your husband. Also, the husband knew the wife or your life partner interfering with someone. You should not just close your eyes, let her do whatever she wants. Also, you need to speak, you need to discuss, you need to talk together and solve the problem, be together, live together happily. So when you try to talk together, when you lose loss and compassion, they don't really go have a fighting argument, then there's not really, you cannot see any solutions. Therefore, it is so important to compromise, to discuss, speak out without losing sense of love and compassion. I want to add for the previous question. So your question also a very important question. Thank you so much. Look at, for example, we celebrate Vesak month. We believe the Vesak month is a very important month. Why? Look at Buddha Shakyamuni Muni. He was born in this month, achieved enlightenment, took into parinirvana this month. Then we think, oh, this month is very important. Actually, no, this month is not become important because of this. Because this is the best time to commemorate Buddha Shakyamuni. So he was born, achieved enlightenment, finally took into parinirvana. Then in order to remember Buddha, so this month is the best. So that's why we celebrate this month is very important as a Buddhist. And also usually we say, oh, today is a full moon. It's a 15, today is the first moon, full moon, 10, very important. We celebrate, we do a lot of practices from the full moon day. I think most of, all of you Singaporeans, you live in the island. I don't think most of you have really seen, full moon day, the ocean raise up, really come up. Because you don't have a really, high current with the wave. When you really go in like America or other country, you can see during the full moon nights, the ocean really come really high. There's a lot of wave. Ocean is really raised up, almost 2-3 kilometers. Do you know why? Because full moon day, we can see the moon is completely full, is much bigger than usual. Because the moon come very close to the earth. Usually the moon like this, full moon day, the moon become more closer to the land. Then there's a reaction between land and moon. It's really squeeze the ocean. Then the ocean rests up. Full moon day also, I think I explained one time. So we have a sun and moon. Also we have a 3 channels. Red color, white color. The sun linked with our channel. The moon also linked with our channel. When the moon come more closer to the land, also is coming closer to our body. There's a lot of different changing our body. And that time, if you use the proper energy, your practice become much better. You have a better practices. Also, I think the solar eclipse. This is one I think very important methods. It become very important trigger to practice Dharma. According to Tibetan culture, we say, during the, so we never use, you use the solar eclipse. We said that day, one of the, let's say one of the being, we saw Rahula, one of the deity or kind of little local god. They said they, he or she, they eat the sun. If you do a lot of recitation, chanting, playing religious music, then the sun has a less sufferings. That's why in Tibet, during the solar, if there's solar or lunar eclipse, many monasteries, nuns, people do a lot of chanting, recitation, play a lot of instrument. And night time, they really go out, whole different object and really, beat, make a lot of sound, whole village, whole countries make a very noisy. It's a good trigger. Let them practice Dharma. Let them do a lot of recitation, chanting, using the, multiplying, so and so. Also, the solar eclipse is also, I think, linked with our body, but I haven't tested. One day His Holiness was traveling from, I think, India to Europe country, somewhere. I think he always check his breath. If you check your breath, morning has a different breath, afternoon has a different breath, evening, each time it says a different, the different movement of the breath. Also, sometimes you can feel the breath is more running from left. Sometimes right, left, right, different. Sometimes the breath go in and out both nostrils. Sometimes it go both, one side is more strong, one side more weak. There's a lot of changes in our body. Particularly where there's a solar eclipse, His Holiness said, somehow one day I was on the plane, somehow my breath is become very different. He feel it. Then he thought, what happened? Today my breath is a bit different than the usual. It's become very unusual. Then he thought, why? Then notice that day, that moment, there was a solar eclipse. Therefore, that day, if you notice the energy, you have a different energy. If you use the energy in the proper way, you can have a great progress in your Dharma. Yes, this is not superstitious. This is, you can really think if you do practice this day, that day, it doesn't mean that day is so important. You can see there's a different energy. Use the energy in the proper way, you can have a better practice, particularly if you practice Vajrayana. Then they're talking about chakra, channel, energy. And the chakra, chana, energy linked with the moon, sun, energy of the moon and sun. Yes, this is very important. Particularly the person who practices Vajrayana.
Thank you, Geshe-la. So another small clarification for the breath. We talk about breathing in, and yesterday you help us to remember that when we breathe in, hum, visualize the light, and then after that, for the throat, and hung for breathing out. So I also understand that it corresponds with the aspiration for our Dhammakaya, for our Nirmanakaya, and our Sambhogakaya. So I just want to be correct. Is for Nirmanakaya. Is for our Dhammakaya. And whom is it our Sambhogakaya? Is this correct?
Also, thank you so much. I think this question, I think you mix up so many things in together. First, Om or Hum. We say there's, when you say, if you listen, there's a Om, there's a sound. Hum, there's a sound. So when you breathe in, you don't need to visualize Om in your head or under your throat, Hum, your head. No need to visualize any, syllables. When you breathe in, there's a sound, breathing in sound. It looks like the sound is like Om, Om. That's why everybody breathes in. Right? When you breathe in, you just try to look like listening the sound of breathing in look like Om. Right? The breath, the air go in, the sound look like Om. The sound Om, or you are listening the Om. Right? When the air or oxygen, the breath hold for a while, also there's a sound. It's a ah. When you hold the breath, the sound is look like ah. And also you are listening the sound of ah. You don't need to visualize ah. Then when the breath come out, when breath exhale, the sound look like hum. Right? No strongly saying hum. When your breath come out, just you are listening the sound hum. Therefore, breathe in or exhale hum. That means Om, 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 Om. That means you need to transform the breath sound as a Om in, hold release Hum. You are listening the voice, your own voice, which is Om Hum. You need to visualize. Because, three Vajra mantra. The Om is a symbolic of Buddha body, A is the symbol of Buddha speech, Hum is the Buddha mind. Therefore, in Vajrayana, always say, something arises from Hum, emanated from Hum. The Hum is the very important sixth syllable of the mind of the Buddha, or your mind of your own mind. Therefore, I think here you mix three kaya, rupa kaya, dhamma kaya, sambhava kaya is nothing to do with the Om or Hum. Also, you no need to visualize Om or Hum. Breath in, transform as a Om. You are listening the voice. Listen. Hum, you just listen. So this is very important because 24 hours, we breathe in and out. That means even though your breath, you transform as a practice of Om or Hum. So thank you so much. Now we can have only one question, then we can stop. I think people want to go for lunch.
Yeah, thank you so much, Geshe-la. So one question from Bihua. She cannot use the mic to ask. She sent a message to us. So she would like to understand for smoke offering, for example, like burning papers or mantras that are printed, will it help in the lower RAM?
Again, thank you so much asking this question. Many of our friends in Dharma brothers and sisters, they do the smoke offering puja. I think also, thank you. Also, I forgot to tell you, most of you right now, you study Dharma with many Tibetan, masters like Rinpoche, Lama, and Geshe like me. You must remember, I was born in Ladakh. I fully follow the Tibetan culture. Also, Dharma in Tibetan language. Clear? So when you study, when you listen, when you attend teaching from Tibetan like a person, doesn't matter Rinpoche, Geshe, monks and nuns, when you attend the teaching from Tibetan, please try to adopt the Dharma, the teaching, not the culture. Please don't mix up Dharma in Tibetan language, or you can say Tibetan Buddhism. I don't like. Let's say Tibetan Buddhism. Please don't mix together with Tibetan Dharma and Tibetan culture. You make totally separate. Oh, this is Tibetan culture. I no need to follow. This is, Dharma in Tibetan language. I want to learn the Dharma in Tibetan language. I want to learn Dharma from Tibetan. You don't have to be like Tibetan. You no need to follow Tibetan cultures. Therefore, please don't mix up Tibetan culture and language together. Total make separate. You have your own language. You have your own culture. Follow your own culture, your tradition, language. No need to mix, follow Tibetan culture. Therefore, in TBC, I can see, oh, la, 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 la. No need. You just told their name, no say la, 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 no need. I think, try to be Tibetan, no good. So, also when you do the, smoke puja, also you are mixing the Tibetan way of doing smoke puja and the Chinese way of doing smoke puja. Because you're burning, like mantra, you're burning paper, you're burning clothes, you're burning so many things. This is, I think, very, Singaporean culture, originated from China. Also, you are mixed, samba, butter, because you follow the Tibetan culture. You mix up two cultures together. Also, we need to know the Tibetan culture here. When you ask question about, the sur offering, smoke puja. Also in Tibet, there are so many misunderstandings. Simply, when we do the smoke offering, we collect the grass, the leaf, which have a very nice fragrance, like Jupiter trees. We collect very clean leaf and like a grass, which has a very nice fragrance, like incense powder, incense one. Then we mix samba, the barley powder with the butter and sugar and milk and honey mixed together. Then we burn in fire. Then you can have a very beautiful fragrance. We're not just burning. All the offering, like the incense, powder, incense, or samba, everything you need to transform as a nectar. This is a blessing. Then this, blessed thing we offer to Buddha and Bodhisattvas and local deities. Therefore, when you do the sur offerings, smoke puja, make sure you should not mix up everything. I can see somebody burning everything. No, like you're really burning trash. So this is not a good idea. So therefore, you must know which one Tibetan culture, which one Singaporean culture, it is okay mixed together or not. Because we have I think, old prayer flags. Then I asked, do you know how to clear the prayer flag in Singapore? Because we cannot really hang up in the forest. The person said, yeah, it's very easy. It's easy. When we have a smoke puja, I can burn in fire. You can see there's a misunderstanding. They really don't know how to do the smoke puja. Therefore, please don't mix up Tibetan culture, Singaporean culture. Please don't try to follow Tibetan culture. Being pure Singaporean. Learn Dharma from Tibetan master, Chinese master, Taiwan master, Sri Lankan master. That means it's okay, you can rely on the doctor, any doctor who give you right medicine, but you don't try to be as this doctor. So this is, I think, our today's discussion. We can end now. And really thank you so much for attending the discussion class. I hope you can get some benefit. And at the end, due to our pure motivation, discuss about Dharma. We discuss how to overcome the misunderstanding, overcome the ignorance. So this is a very important kind of activity we have done this morning. So we definitely, during our discussion, many people has a positive mental attitude, pure motivation. Then we have accumulated merit. First, we did get the merit, as usual, mainly for becoming Buddha, because we want to benefit all sentient beings. We did get the merit to have a swift progress in Dharma, big progress in understanding of Dharma, and free from all kinds of obstacles in practice of Dharma, understanding of Dharma. And also dedicate the merit to benefit all sentient beings. Be happy, have a cause of happiness. Therefore, it is so important to live long life, all the religious, guru, master, particularly your root guru. At the end, dedicate the merit to benefit all the TBC supporters, donors, volunteers who support TBC physically, mentally, economically. Thank you so much, and have a happy Sunday, physically healthy, mentally happy.